Okay, so my name is Sherrie Joseph, and I've worked in childcare, the childcare field for approximately 23 years. I've had many different positions. So I've worked in a primary school, I've worked in a nursery, I've worked in private homes, I've worked voluntarily for charities. And so over those years, and I'm a mother. So over those years, I've acquired many, many skills, which you can adapt for any job basically. I'm very confident in what I do because I've had a lot of training as well, and I've acquired a BA in childcare also, and I actually really enjoy working with children. It is a passion of mine, so obviously that helps as well. I actually fell into it, funnily enough. So we lived in Greece when my son was younger because he's half Greek. And when we decided to move back here, for the first kind of, 6 months, I used to go on the school trips with him. And so his teacher said to me, "Oh, we've got these jobs going in the school for teaching assistants. Why don't you apply? I think you'd be great." And so that's how I fell into it. What I was doing, I was nannying beforehand, and then I decided to gain higher qualifications because I was looking to become a family practitioner, which is why I volunteered as well for the charity. Pandemic hit, so that kind of threw everything off a bit. Then I got into nursery work. I fell into that because I'd never worked in a nursery before, so it was another thing that I thought would be a good thing to add on to my CV before I did my final job, as I would see it. And then again, when I go into a job, I end up loving it. Originally, I wanted to be a family practitioner, but I've kind of fallen back into nannying because from working in the nursery, you haven't got that one-on-one interaction with the children, and I quite miss that. Seeing how they grow, that's my favourite part. In all areas, in all 7 areas, it's just seeing how they grow and they become more independent, more confident. Their circle of friends will build, their language. That's the nicest thing for me. BA was useful for me for what I was for how I was looking to progress in my career, but that obviously may not be useful for everybody. Before I did the BA, I originally did an NVQ3 because I was looking into maybe opening up a nursery over here or abroad, and an NVQ3 would enable me to do that. So if somebody is looking at that field, then they don't need to also do a BA because obviously that costs a lot of money. An NVQ3 would be sufficient for that. I also have looked into I did a course in mental health because number one, my brother suffers from it, and number two, I see that mental health is affecting a lot more children today, and the backlog on mental health care is quite high. It's a good couple of years. So that was an interest of mine because it would also, again, help me if I'm assessing a family or working with somebody. It helps me then again to approach them maybe from a different angle and to have a bit more understanding as well of what they might be going through. About changing the perception as well, because sometimes if you don't know about mental health, when people hear that word, it can quite scare them. The important thing is loving children, because otherwise don't do the job because it does take a lot of energy I'm a very bubbly person. I like to be bubbly. I like to give out a lot of positive energy. I'll sing a lot and I'll join in with physical activities with the children, so make sure you feel like you've got the energy to match the job, and go with your vibes as well. When you're going on an interview, if you feel a little bit of discomfort or you feel like it might not be quite a match for you, go with that, because 9 times out of 10, that will generally prove to be the case. From me looking at a lot of the jobs, I feel like many people they're not looking for the qualifications, they're looking more for the experience. So if you've got experience in looking after children, and that could be anything, it could be your own children, could be your family's children, it could be that you volunteer at a school or your local health centre or something like that. All of those are transferable skills that you could then put into nannying. So I feel like experience stands higher than qualifications for the specific role of nannying. Obviously, if you're looking to do something else, then you may need to look into getting a few more qualifications as well. For example, if you wanted to be a teaching assistant or something along those lines, then you may need further qualifications. Keep a smile on your face, because that projects a lot. Ask to speak to the children if the children are available. Ask to speak to the children. Do a bit of research about the area that you're going to be working in as well, so that you can give some ideas of what you can do with the children, where you can take them, and make sure that your travel there is feasible for you, because some journeys, it could take you so long to get there. Does that make sense for you to do that job, and are there other ways for you to get there? Those kind of things look at when you're thinking about doing an interview for a job.